Before I begin, I just wanted to mahalo first and foremost CNHA and all the hands that put this together. And if we can all give them a round of applause. As Auntie mentioned, my name is Paele Kiakona, born and raised in Lahaina. With the exception, I've lived in Hawaii Island for some time. I'm a proud Lahaina resident. And even though I'm a Kamehameha School graduate, Kalamai Kamehameha, every time I go to any game that has to do with Kamehameha and Lahaina Luna, I'm still cheering Lahaina. So, but I think I speak for many when I say that no matter where we go, we are proud to represent Lahaina. My connection to this place runs deep, not just through the blood in my veins, but through an inherent kuleana and responsibility that has been part of my family for thousands of years. I firmly believe that it is my duty to bear part of this burden of the collective knowledge passed down for generations and to use this knowledge to fight for my people. So when I reflect on this August 8th wildfire, one of the most detrimental and heartbreaking days for many of us. And it was hard. It was scary. Seeing your town gone. Seeing things that I hope no one ever has to see in their lifetime. And just seeing a huge part of who you are burnt to ash. It was tough, and till this day, I'm haunted by the things that I've seen. In those first few hours after the fire, we were all scrambling, trying to figure out what to do, where to start. And as I was going around through my community, helping organize, bringing in supplies, I was always in touch with my community leaders like Uncle Kai, Uncle Archie, Uncle Keamoku. And as the days continued, one thing we could all agree on was the need to take care of our people and our community. We all had that same fear that our people would leave. This would be detrimental to us because when looking at multiple places across the planet, places that share some of the same beauty that Hawaii holds, these places are not nearly cherished as much as Hawaii is, as these other places. And I asked myself, why? And I came to the conclusion that what makes Hawaii Hawaii is not just the place, but it's the people of this place. And we all shared that same fear, that the outcome of this fire would result in our people having no choice but to leave, losing what gives Lahaina its authenticity, and what makes Lahaina my home. So with this fear driving me, a few days after the fire, on August 12th, that following Saturday, I took it upon myself to gather as many of our respected community leaders as I thought, leaders that I thought would be influential, and those leaders throughout Lahaina. And I held a meeting with them, and I was incredibly nervous standing up in front of them, especially as someone much newer to this fight that we are facing now. And I feel some of that same nerves today when asked to speak today, especially when I saw who else was speaking. I asked myself, what value can I even bring to the table? Because these are the same people whom I look up to. And much of what I speak today are only echoes of their voices. You know, just to name some of these individuals, Tamara Pautin, Uncle Keamoku, Uncle Archie, Uncle Kai, Kaipo, and even Hokuao, about 10 minutes ago, he just realized that he was actually my kumu in a lot of his fights on Navai'eha, and he taught me a lot about the vai in that area. But these leaders who have shouldered the weight of our lahui struggles and tribulations of our cherished aina. But it dawned on me that it was my turn to step up. And despite my initial nervousness, I realized the profound truth that I am no longer a keiki. I'm a makua, and soon the responsibilities will be my own. And I shared that with them that day. And I said, I don't feel like I'm worthy to be even standing up here talking to any of you in the tone of almost organizing them on what to do next, when they were the ones that I looked up to. But I told them, I see this path forward. No individual in this room can conquer our path forward alone. No 1, 2, 3, or even 4 of them could get past what we were facing. It would take us collectively, working unified as one people. And if I am ever to take that responsibility and one day sit in the seat that they're sitting in, the only way forward that I see possible for my generation is to work unified as one. And surprisingly, our meeting went very well, given the very strong personalities in the room. We were very productive. It was very productive. And a lot of what we spoke about that day actually came to fruition. To me, it was a success. And that was the very first taste of organizing. And I saw the power in that. And growing up, I observed 2 very different approaches of our people, both opposite sides of the spectrum. Those like my father, who fought fiercely, often with a clenched fist, and often with a clenched fist, and others who wielded their intellect in politics, community building, and organizing. I saw the power in both, but I also learned what works and what doesn't. About evolution through our mistakes and progress by our Kanaka. And just days after the fire, I knew we had to come together to unite as one hui and address the challenges ahead. Now, as a Lahaina Strong organizer, I fully grasp the significance of our ongoing battle. As Kanaka of my generation, raised in continuous hardship and rapid change, I've witnessed firsthand the impact of mismanagement of our aina and our vai and the displacement of our people. The recent devastating fire was a glaring testament to these issues. And it's quite perplexing to me that the cause of the fire, the hardship, the detriment was caused by the very issues us Kanaka fight against every single day. Out of the ashes of tragedy, Lahaina Strong was reborn, and it was actually a movement rooted in the efforts of locals, especially like Jordan Ruidas from Lahaina responding to the 2018 wildfires. And it is a mantle now carried by my generation. And today we have taken it to heights unimaginable. Our goal was never about compromise with external powers, but about the love for our home, love for our place, and a love for our community. We know that the rebuild would require resources far beyond our collective and external, beyond our collective capacity. And it is very necessary for us to engage with government and private entities, but with caution, because as unchecked private equity could be detrimental. Since then, we've built quite a force with thousands in support and dozens of organizations. Sorry, I'll take this off. With dozens of organizations, nonprofits, huis that back our efforts, and an awesome team of organizers, including Jordan Ruidas, Courtney Lazo, DeAndre, and as we continue forward, our team is growing. They actually carry most of the weight of our campaigns and our organizing. I was just the unlucky guy, unlucky enough to be good at speaking, meaning, people began to think that I was the main guy, but in reality, I'm just one of many. And if I'm being honest, I actually hate speaking in front of the camera. I hate speaking in crowds. But I've come to the conclusion that my life is not my own. My life is for my aina and for my people. And it doesn't matter what I want, because it's not about me. It's about the community and those future generations to come. So I forced myself out of my comfort zone, and I did my part. and used whatever gifts bestowed upon me, and I now used it for the betterment of my community. Since then, we've had many wins as a community, not just as Lahaina Strong, because all we do is actually for our people, but we've definitely aided that process. We've done initial relief work with Tagnawa, Roots Reborn, Our Hawaii, organizing and providing relief for Native Hawaiians, Filipino, Spanish-speaking communities, and other working-class citizens, those who are some of the hardest people to reach. And we've even provided information, resources, and we've had translators to help communicate effectively with them. And we nurtured these relationships and trust with our neighbors. We've turned out hundreds to council meetings, organized council members, and gained unanimous support from council members, senators, state representatives, got thousands to sign on to our petitions. We've organized dozens on a separate island to aid us in delivering our petitions to the Capitol. We use different tactics like bringing art to our community to engage different people. We've demanded more financial aid, more respectful tourism, the return of our vai, water code, sunshine law, helping to reinstate Kaleo Manuel. We've sign waved, testified, and gotten millions of views through our media platforms. Thousands of Lahaina shirts are all over Maui. We organize on many levels and control the narrative of our reality, even on a national level. And it worked. We won all of that. 100 million for temporary assistance for needy families, over 90 million for additional housing assistance, FEMA block grants, and every single demand we've listed, we've accomplished. And we continue to push. We continue that push today. Currently, we're running a campaign down at Ka'anapali, demanding dignified housing for our people. Again, what makes Lahaina Lahaina is not just the place itself, but also the people of that place. We're urging our leaders to use their powers to convert specific lists of short-term rentals into long-term rentals. This would give our people a more permanent place to stay without having to worry about being uprooted again and again as tourism ramps up for the holiday season. And we will remain there until our needs are met. And I want to mahalo our leaders for working so hard to make this happen. And if you want to support Lahaina Strong in our efforts, I have a QR code that will be displayed behind me. You can go ahead and scan that and help us in our efforts moving forward. I want our people to know that, yes, I know it's hard, it's exhausting being a part of this. Continuing to go to all these community meetings, showing up, taking time to write testimony, coupled with everyday life challenges and navigating the harsh reality. It's tiring, and I can feel the fatigue setting in with myself. But just like many, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, but I know that it's not for nothing. Although it continues to feel like we're losing, we really aren't. We really aren't. We've been able to accomplish things that people only wish they could have accomplished in the short time that we have. And it's only been a few months, and we've already done so much. This is my word to my community and to everybody, not just in Lahaina, but across the state. Ho'omau. Continue to push. Continue to fight. It's not for nothing. We can win if we continue to stand together, stand unified, and we've proven that over and over again that it's possible. One thing I learned in this journey is how important it is to organize and come full force, unified with that singular voice. If I can leave one thing with the people here today, it's the importance of that. To stand firm, knowing that the status quo of what you thought was normal is not the only way. Like what we saw in Mauna Kea, when I went there, I was interviewed and I was asked why I came. My response was that I wanted to be part of the collective there that day, showing how that when we stand unified, we can make things happen that no one could ever challenge. I said on the Mauna that movement was the spark plug to open the eyes to everyone to see what is possible moving forward. To me, that Mauna movement was the spark. This Lahaina movement is the fire. And although the physical fires are no longer burning, the fire amongst our people still burn bright. And like the Lahaina alma mater, it speaks on the kukui pio ole I kamakani o kauaula, the ever-burning torch that not even the fierce winds of kauaula can extinguish. And I firmly believe that we are a product of our environment. And if we break down Lahaina, La is sun, Haina is relentless. And we will continue to be relentless. If we are truly a product of our environment, we will continue to be relentless. And as a Kiki of Lahaina, I will not stop. We will not stop. Ahiki ka aloha aina hopeloa. We will not falter, and everyone should expect more. Eo Lahaina.
Paele, Kiakona. Amazing. Grams, you did good, Grams. Malihini, I don't know what we was doing, girl. These children nowadays, they're awesome. Oh, you know what? We never have cell phone. We only study with the pager.